M3A Medical Missionary theme for the year 2025, Isaiah 55 verse 6. Seek ye the Lord while he may be found. Call ye upon him while he is near. Ephesians 5:16. Redeeming the time because the days are evil. I wish to tell you that soon there will be no work done in the ministerial lines but medical missionary work. We have come to a time when every member of the church shall take hold of medical missionary work.
Good morning, beloved. Hope you had a good night rest. This morning, I just want to take a few moments to share with you about one of the prophet in the Bible by the name of Isaiah. He was an ordained and anointed prophet by the Lord, a prophet in service. And we see Isaiah going around about everywhere crying out, woe. He cries out, woe to the general conference, woe to the unsanctified pastors, woe to women pastors and those that are ordaining women pastors, woe to the pathfinders and the adventurers doing all kind of noise in the sanctuary, in the camporaries. Woe to all leaders, woe to those supporting the alphabet community, woe to this one, woe to that one, woe to those practicing abortion in our institution, woe to those transgressing the holy Sabbath of the Lord, woe to this, woe to that, woe to this one and that one. He cries out, woe. Woe to the ministers that are not sanctified in the midst of us. Woe to those teaching false doctrine. Woe, 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 woe to those ordaining transgenders into the leadership of the church. Woe to this one, woe to that one. But beloved, something happened. Something happened. Was it right to cry out woe when there was woe to be called out? Yes, it was right. But something happened. We find a 360, a sudden change in the message. As he cried out woe to those calling out good, bad, evil, and woe to those calling evil good, something happens. And we find out in chapter 6 of the book of Isaiah, when Isaiah saw the Lord, it changed the discourse. It was no longer woe to this one, woe to that one, but Isaiah cries out, woe is me, for I am undone. Saints, I'm here today just to ask you, have you seen the Lord high and lifted up? Have you seen his glory? Where are you putting your eyes? What are you beholding? Are you beholding all the iniquities that is been done, that are being done all over in this world? What are you beholding? Moreover, I will go deeper than that. Are you beholding your own brethren, your own sisters? I would like to turn your attention to a few quotations found in the spirit of prophecy. Then I will let you go with that. Cultivate the habit of speaking well of others. Dwell upon the good qualities of those with whom you associate, and see as little as possible of the errors and feelings. When tempted to complain of what someone has said or done, praise something in that person's life or character. Cultivate thankfulness. Praise God for His wonderful love in giving Christ to die for us. It never pays to think of our grievance. God calls upon us to think of His mercy and His matchless love, that we may be inspired with praise. Now listen, earnest workers have no time for dwelling upon the faults of others. We like to find faults in others. As a matter of fact, fault finders will be shaken out. As a matter of fact, people only criticize as only when they are doing less than you. The one that are busy, very active in service, they don't have time for that. That is why it is said, earnest workers have no time for dwelling upon the faults of others. We cannot afford to live on the husk of others' fault or feelings. Evil speaking is a twofold curse, falling more heavily upon the speaker than upon the hearer. He who scatters the seeds of dissension and strife reaps in his own soul the deadly fruits. The very act of looking for evil in others develop evil in those who look look. By dwelling, listen, by dwelling upon the faults of others, we are changed into the same image. Let me read the final quotation. Instead of criticizing and condemning others, say, I must work out my own salvation. And these quotes are all taken on Help for Daily Lives, page 34 and 35. Instead of criticizing and condemning others, I must work out my own salvation. Let us go back to the prophet Isaiah. Would it be possible that he was so busy contemplating evil that to cry out woe, that he had forgotten to look at himself? He could no longer see himself. He could only see himself only when he beheld the glory of God. Are we beholding the glory of God to see how short we are in from grace, from the glory of God, are missing our light we are in the balance, or one thing we are? Of course, if we put the eyes on the others, if we put the eyes on the general conference, if we put the eyes on what others are doing, there is a danger of forgetting ourselves, and in the process of crying out woe, because we are called to cry out oh, to cry aloud and spare not, but in the process lose our souls. That was Brother GL. I wish you a very and blessed day. God be with you. Love you, saints. You take care. Ciao, ciao.